When you're building these engines, what sort of challenges do you think most businesses face then, trying to get something up off the ground that's actually working?
I think a lot of the times they just don't know where to start. They don't know how to build a funnel. They don't know what the conversion rate should be between certain levels in the funnel. They don't have a good outreach method. They don't know which channels to invest in. There's a lot of unknowns, right? And it's like, I was talking about this to somebody earlier just before this. It's like, marketing is not rocket science. You just need to sort of have the checklist of things that you need to know what to do. It's not like, again, it's not something that's very, very difficult, but I've got, from my side, I'm quite lucky that I've managed to come into companies that have gotten quite a bit of investment over the years. So the first tech company I went to, I think we got almost 50 million when I first joined. So we had a lot of money to play with. And the whole point was then go spend that to try to increase logos on the wall, do it through marketing and sales, right? So we tested a lot of things, made a huge amount of mistakes, things that didn't work, right? And a lot of companies don't have that within them to have that knowledge to know what works, what doesn't work. And half the problem a lot of the times is you have a junior marketer on board that's taking orders from maybe the CEO. And the CEO is like, marketing's easy, just, do X, Y, Z, and it's going to be fine. It doesn't work. And it doesn't work. And the CEO is like, well, you're not doing it right. I was like, that's not quite how it works. The problem is a lot of the time that other C-levels think that they know how marketing works because everybody has an opinion on marketing. That's the thing about it. But you have to gain experience knowing what works, what doesn't work, what certain types of methods work, what processes you need to put in place and all these different things. But the number one factor normally is that they just don't know what to do.
Yeah. And, I think we are surrounded by so many messages these days, so many, try this tactic, try that tactic. Here's a new thing. Here's a new tool. Here's it is quite difficult. I'm sort of responsible for our marketing here, and you can get, unless you're sort of laser focused, pulled in so many different avenues, and actually you just end up staying still.
That's the thing. And what can happen as well is that people expect immediate results. So in the tech space in particular, people are very impatient, very, very impatient. So what typically ends up happening, like this is a good example, Matt, like you're doing a podcast, right? Now, I've been with companies before where they're like, we're going to start a podcast after 3 episodes. How much revenue has that driven so far? You're like, do you know what I mean? But that's the type of thing that happens. And then you're looking at specific, like individual marketing tactics and being like, how much revenue has that driven in the past 3 days? And I was like, we're selling $100,000 deals here. Like it's not, because sometimes this happens that somebody goes to an event, they see a presentation by somebody and somebody's had success with a specific thing. And it's like, oh, we need to do that, drop everything, do that. And if it doesn't turn into revenue tomorrow, then stop it and do something else. So it's,
Well, marketers are their own worst enemies sometimes, aren't they, with that kind of stuff? Here's a playbook. And it's by the time you get around to doing the playbook, it's already been played so many times. It's no longer an innovative thing.
I agree.